This is for anyone who has ever had the thought, I might show up and dial all day long and it's not going to work out anyway. I might put all of my effort in and it's not going to matter. And that story is a fear. It's just a fear. It's not truth. It's just a fear that's trying to get you to second guess yourself, to fall into that maybe I can't do it or it's not going to work out pattern that keeps you stuck. And wanted to share what I'm kind of working through because this is a really frustrating pattern that I'm navigating right now, which is this start, stop pattern that I've grown accustomed to, and it's familiar because when it feels like there's a dry spell, my brain wants to figure out what is wrong. Must be doing something wrong that I need to fix in order to not continue to keep getting no results moving forward, right? So detaching from the results is very hard for me. I'm working on it. Just the idea of like, the results are not up to me. The results are up to God. I'm supposed to be doing my part. I'm doing my part to invite people to financial protection for their loved ones. And my job is to stay in the present moment. My job is to just operate in surrender where the focus is not on myself, which sounds a lot easier than it is. So today I'm wrestling with, it's not about this story of will this work out or will I be successful? Because most of the time, and I can say this about myself, is that I've already been successful. You've probably made some sales. You've probably helped some families. You've already had success. So it's not about whether or not you can do this. Can we agree on that? It's already proven that. It's about getting to decide, who am I going to be right now? There's either this protective story that my brain is negotiating, where my brain is negotiating and saying, if I don't fully try, I can't be disappointed. And that's a common one that I experience because it feels comfortable and it feels logical, but it's actually what keeps you small. And if I decide to go with that story, it keeps me small. It keeps me right where I'm at in the same familiar pattern. And the hard truth that thankfully there are people in my life that will remind me of the hard truths, right? And just to be direct, is that you don't get to wait until you feel inspired to show up. The old pattern, the old you, that is so true of me, is to wait to feel inspired and wait to feel ready and wait to feel like, okay, now I have the right energy to bring. Because the person that I'm becoming and the person that my goals require me to become shows up no matter what. Which sounds like that would be the key, right? That would be the key that solves everything. Show up no matter what, you build consistency, and with enough consistency over time and the right support and feedback to course correct, you will create success. So with sales, sales is service. And if it's one person you're showing up for, then that's who you're showing up for. So if there's that thought of it's not going to work out, or I'm not going to get the results, or I'm not going to get the win anyway, keeps surfacing, what I am training myself to do is to calm my nervous system, because my nervous system is then in fight or flight. It wants to just protect myself from this thought of failure and this fearful thought. So grounding in just like what is true, right? What is true? The truth is that I have, and this is, I will speak to you if you need to hear this truth. You have everything you need inside of you to do all that you were created to do. You have a helper. You have resources around you, and you're not in this alone. And sometimes we need to just like speak the truth out loud to remind ourselves, because when we speak it out loud, it's something that we are hearing and we're speaking, and we're just like reinforcing it to our soul that is the truth. That is going to help, because everything, when it stays in here, those fearful thoughts and those fearful stories create like a numbness that, oh, I'm familiar with that numbness. Like, does it even matter, right? That the numbness tries to keep you in that quicksand, like where you're just like, you can't move, right? You can't take any action because there's just such a block here. And then the shift is breaking the pattern, whether that's like doing a workout, going for a walk, getting outside, and making a clear decision, because it's a decision. Am I going to be the person that shows up no matter what? Or am I going to be the person that shows up only when things seem to be going well for me? I'm very familiar with that person. It's a lot easier to show up when things seem to be going well for you, right? I know. The truth is that I don't really get to decide, because in what we're doing and in sales in general, someone is waiting, and it's about service. And our job is to help somebody decide whether it's a yes or a no, and whether they are willing and ready and able to move forward with working with you, with protecting their family. That's where we don't really get to decide. It's because it's about that person that's waiting. It's about the service. And so I'm trying to teach that to my brain right now. If you know that you can help somebody, if you have a product that can help them, if you can walk them alongside making a decision that they want to make, then your job is to show up no matter what. Easier said than done, right? So if your job is to show up no matter what, the outcome is not in your control. You can detach from the outcome because it's not up to you. There are a lot of factors, especially in any kind of sales, right? There's variance. That, like Dana was telling me, like there's a lot of different factors that play into it. It's not just your skill. It's not just if you can convert. It is that person in a place where they have a bank account? Are they in a place where they will even qualify for a policy? Are they in a place where all of these things, like, so there's more than, it's not just skill, right? Skill is great, but all of that has to line up in order for it to be a sale. And so if the outcome is not up to you, ultimately it's up to God. If somebody shows up on the other end of the phone and they don't buy, that's okay. If they show up and they do buy, that's great too. And having that mentality, so what is the most important thing is deciding. It's that decision of like being the person that's going to show up no matter what. So and it's not about convincing, like we're not convincing. When we show up, no matter what, and knowing that, if they don't buy, that's okay. If they do buy, that's great too. And we help them, but our job is not like to control the outcome. It's not about convincing. It comes from, conviction about what our job actually is, and sales being actually service. And if I know that I am ultimately here to serve the Lord, and I get to decide that each day, I can decide, am I going to show up not for my clients, but to show up for Him? That feels a little bit easier, right? And I get to decide, like, am I going to show up as the old version of me that will gently kind of allow the self-sabotage? Or will I show up as the new identity, which is the best and the truest version of myself, who shows up no matter what? So to sum it up, making that decision to show up no matter what, I feel like is what can set me free. And maybe that's helpful for you. That's the shift. That's the decision to make, is showing up even when things don't seem to be going well is just about the hardest thing, because it goes against everything that our brain is trying to do to keep us safe and to keep us alive. So hope that helps. I think it helps for me to share what I'm learning too. So hope that blesses you. If you want to, if it does, feel free to reach out.